So come on, it should be there. Hi, Paul. Paul, can you see me, or has it done the same thing again? Good vibes to you, Joe Post. I'm just wondering if you can see me, if you can see my face, or just hear my voice. Oh, you can see me and hear me. Fabulous. I was panicking there. Oh, cool. Cool. Thank you for coming in straight away, because I'm just going live as and when I can, as you know. So I'll get straight into it. This is the tarot stroke energies of the day. Welcome to Paul, my brother, and Joe. Welcome to you too. I love that you've popped in. It's great when people are already here, thank goodness. So this is for the tarot stroke energies of the day. Take what resonates. It is general. Leave what does not. No offense taken. And share and like. Please, please, please. It really does help. And to thank you to all the new subscribers. So for the 13th of June 2021, we've got another impactful day if you choose to take it on board and use the energies for the best of your abilities. And so we've got the first card. Let's go to the first card. Yeah, this time we've got the Judgment card. So this speaks of not what you would think. This speaks of one, letting go of the thought pattern that you are able to be judged by others, that you should be judged by others. It's more about seeing judgment in the wise way of taking calibration of what you've learned thus far, where you are at this moment in time, what you need to shed and leave in the ground. There's been a lot of shadow work being done, been a lot of inner work being done. But then the next stage of that is to then release fully what you need to release that doesn't serve you for your greatness, and take forward and work out what is your purpose, which is why I put this in the title. It is so the so-called powers that be really do have a heavy hitting message for their children constantly, is what is your purpose? And they actually work really hard to define that purpose from a young age. We get lost in a lot of distractions and are often not encouraged to look at what is our purpose, what we feel we are here to do. And so this message today from the judgment energy is that of finding your purpose where you are right now. What do you take forward and how do you take it forward? And really defining today so that you can start doing that on a daily practice of what is my purpose today? What do I feel led to achieve today, to be today, to do today? So this is where we do take this deep, deep stop, pause moment, not for too long, but to define what the purpose is, define what we need to shed, old skin, old lessons, old wounds, and how we take them forward or not. And what we do take forward, the achievements, the healing, the message, the vision. And so, hey, Angel Query, or Corey, is it? Query. Boswell, thank you. I need some glasses. I got some and I broke them like that. So I need some glasses again. So this is where we do take this pause moment, and it is this deep message, this deep calling. Now, a lot of you today have been feeling this from the spirit, from the deep, calling you from the abyss, this hum, this pull, this universal energy that is pulling you in a direction that maybe is a bit of a new direction to what you envisaged your life to be, especially if you've come out of conditioning and control of others. And this is where we're on the wider stage in the collective, in that we have got this opportunity for all of the craziness that is going on, for all of the things that really do not make sense on the face of it. It gives those who are aware of themselves, which this judgment card calls for, an awareness of self, the naked awareness of self, the raw spiritual aspect of you, the raw physical aspect of you. It gives us this moment in time where we really do shed what doesn't serve us, shed what's been oppressing us, shed what's been controlling us, and not have to question too much as to whether we are the wise one in our lives that can make the decision in the path forward and how we go about that. So there's this deep calling from the deep to the deep. And so that is powerful in that the next card to clarify that is the Hermit card. So this is the warrior that walks within, that isn't afraid to look into the depths of these caverns that you seem to be coming up out of after this inner work, after this shadow work. A lot of you going through an intense few weeks of doing so, coming to this culmination of today where the energies are that you found this bravery within. And it does take a hell of a lot of bravery to go within when everything on the outside is pulling you to the distractions on the outside, but you get in the message of the right way round for you to manifest the reality that you want to manifest, that you're led to manifest, is to start from the within to the without. You're flipping that mirror and using that mirror alchemy to project from the within, because you were brave enough to take this warrior's journey of the hermit. The hermit, in my eyes, is silence and deafness as we know it, but it's this consciousness hearing, this conscious hearing that can go into these corners and just hold a light while you stand there, and with this judgment card, stand there and process where you are, what has happened, how you need to heal it, what you need to let go of. And so it is a treacherous journey within, because there is a lot for us to always look at within, and look at to what we need to do and what our role was in whatever experience we're looking at, whatever dark corner of self we're looking at. But this is where your shadow is within. And often we are led to be distracted and hide this shadow, to make it this distorted twin inside that has just got all of this guilt and burden laden upon it. But when you start to embrace this with the hermit energy, in conjunction with the judgment energy of not being afraid to establish yourself in the new place from where you have done this inner healing, this is where your shadow becomes this dancing hero within and starts to project images. I can see in my mind's eye, you know, the when you do the finger movements and it projects onto the wall, and kids love it, and you can make all sorts of shapes. This is where, instead of that being very distorted shapes projected onto the wall, onto the reality outside, this is where this shadow starts to dance and realize itself, and actually not be a weakness anymore, but work in conjunction with your greatness. And so this is a very powerful day. And so Joe, yeah, you do, and it gives you that drive, and it might be quite obscure for you, actually looking at that inner journey within and finding out that the path forward for you, in my eyes, is something that you may not have even considered yourself to be, or considered yourself to be capable of, but you certainly are. And so you need to project those images from the within to the without, and let go of the questioning of self, as to being doubtful of yourself within this aspect. There's a lot for you to go forward with, but I think it looks very different to how you've been living your life thus far. So take that on board. And so we've got the next card is the Strength card, another major arcana. And so this is where you can see this divine feminine energy with this lion, and she's holding the jaws of the lion open. In a very pleasant way. And this is reflective. You can see I don't know if you can quite see it, the infinite sign above the head. And this is where the realization that you are infinite, and you do have this infinite cosmos within that can project realities that you haven't even dreamt of, but it has to come from a place of strength and poise. And this is the strength and poise of your divine feminine that holds the lion's jaws, and the divine masculine from that intuitive guidance side, from that empathic side, from the divine feminine, to then put into action the divine masculine, the beautiful lion, the Leo that goes forward with the action. But it is the action that is measured and poised from a place of divinity, from a place of divine feminine. A lot of you might have a lot of healing to do regarding relationships with women, regarding relationships with mothers. And so this is where, with this wisdom that comes, and the lack of judgment of others, because judgment means to let go of judging yourself in the way that we've been indoctrinated to do, and judging others. The lack of judging others from this place of wisdom actually gives you this space for your divine feminine to understand the process that that person was going through, and where their projector was coming from. For a lot of you, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be from a place of love, but a place of love that is fearful, for the child to not be labeled as they were, or as a failure as they were in their perception. So this brings a greater wisdom, and it absolutely helps grow and expand that divine feminine energy of understanding and understanding others, which then gives the lion its strength. It then gives the divine masculine its strength and confidence in its role to go forward. Now, this goes for whether you're male or female. This is not a sex thing. It's not a gender thing. It's a divine thing. It's the divine source of the balance of the two energies of feminine and masculine that we are all made of into this reality. It takes the representation of the masculine and the representation of the feminine in the physical to come together and create this being, or this vessel that can then hold a powerful being. And so this is where you do start to dig into where your power is, and what you actually are able to project out into the infinite, from the infinite cosmos within. And so, oh, hi, Jim. Joe, you're so welcome. Please trust me when I pick up on you that you will find that purpose, but don't limit yourself to the indoctrination that you've had thus far. Jim Crowley, welcome. You have a great understanding, Jennifer, and you're also a psychic medium as well. Yeah. I don't do labels very well, Joe, but I have to own certain titles so that people know what I do and can do. So thank you so much, because that gives a lot of confirmation, and it's just that energetic feedback that you've just given out of nowhere for nothing other than to be sweet and lovely and kind. So thank you so much. So we've got the card to clarify. The Strength card is the 10 of Wands. So this speaks to you being able to let go and put down a lot with the Judgment card also, and then looking at the burdens within with the Hermit card. It then clarifies where you find this strength and the balance of the divinities within, for you to able to be more relaxed, more joyous, more blissful, in order to be able to let go that's been heavy, that didn't make sense, that you kept trying and trying, and the burden just got heavier and heavier. These 10 of Wands burning your fingers as you're carrying them. But this is where the 10 and the tarot being the end of a cycle, creates a newness and an ability to go forward. The next thing would be the Ace of Wands, that passion, that drive. And so to be able to do that is a beautiful thing. And it comes from being able to be balanced in within, and being able to let go of the judgment of others that has become heavy on you, because via that you're judging yourself. And you're letting go of the game, you're letting go of the vision that you can play this game, that you can achieve in this game, that you can do in this game, that you can inject into this reality from that inner cosmos. So letting go of the heaviness, the weight on the shoulders, that lift today with this journey, and using the energies for the best of your abilities and greatness. So the next card is the Hermit card again. And so this really does try and speak to you, and I'm trying to convey and do justice to the energetic universal energies that are trying to come forward through me to you, to say there is much to be done within. But this is the journey, this is the movie of where you face the dragons in the corner, where you tame them enough so that you can ride them. You know, that kids movie, How to Train Your Dragon? That's all about an esoteric message of how you show kindness to the black shadow, you know, the two main characters. The black shadow that is so feared, yet it is the most gentle and kindest and most powerful dragon of all. This is where you look at these shadows within, and they're yours. So love them, give them that divine feminine compassion. Allow the masculine to come forward within each shadow that dwells within you, to take action in a way that is positive for you and therefore for the collective. This is where harnessing this kind of journey, the so-called powers that be can't get away with what they're trying to get away with. This is why they've worked so hard to limit this knowledge for you to know exactly what you are capable of. Because with this, you are divine. You don't need judgment or clarification from anything else other than the within. And those shadows that you've tamed enough that you can ride them. You can ride them through any storm. In fact, that dragon created the storm. The esoteric meaning, and you know, I've got no affiliation, but they put it out there to, you know, they just do as part of their game. I think they have to a certain extent too, of, you know, the storm is here. Get ready for the storm. It's the storm within that you're going to be challenged with through the energies that are being projected on the outside. So for you to do this at this moment, during this time when they're intensely trying to attack and limit you from doing this, both from the collective so-called powers that be to the people in your individual lives, as you train your dragon, as you befriend those shadows, they become your power, they become your ride, they become your partner. That dark shadow becoming then the divine masculine that you can take forward, the divine feminine, riding it, guiding it through intuitive process. So it's a beautiful, beautiful energy. And that's the number 9, of course. Now I always look back to Tesla's, you know, the magic of 369. The 9 being the entering in of the field of possibilities. The Norsemen knew so much about this. You get Yggdrasil. This is the realms, the different realms that you can energetically transfer to, but you have to level up to be able to do it. You have to be brave enough to be that wise hermit that is willing to not take the fight on the outside, but look to the taming and the work and the training of the inside. And this is where the field of possibilities is entered in from, to other realms, to other manifestations of the realities within this realm. So the magic of 9 is where you enter into the endless potentials that dwell within you in this dark cosmos that is like a womb, that, you know, all of the roots that grow, they all grow in the dark. They all have to grow in the soil. They're protected by a layer of darkness, but there's light within that soil that they draw from, nourishment that they draw from. And this is your field of possibilities within. And if you take this message today, this is so powerful for you to be able to do this. And this is so exciting to know for me, that when I read for people and have the pleasure to read for people like yourselves, this gives me excitement. This gives me drive. This gives me a knowing that I've got brothers and sisters shoulder to shoulder, really getting the messages that are being brought forward for those who are willing to listen, those who are willing to see, those who are able to see and hear. And so this is a beautiful thing of where we connect together in this journey. We go on our individual, what seemingly is a perilous journey within, and join up on the without in energetic force to create something new, to create a new balance, to create a new type of reality for those that are here. And so with that Hermit card, we have got the Five of Wands, and it's in reverse. And so this speaks to, for me, sometimes, a lot of times, when you are at the level of esoteric understanding, when you're at the level of training yourself, often on the outside, there are people that don't like that. Their subconscious pretty much knows that they should be doing the same thing. The subconscious pretty much wishes that they could do the same thing. And so sometimes when they see somebody else doing this, especially somebody close to them, they'll try and cause a conflict that makes no sense. So you might find today that you've got people like bringing up arguments that you're like, where the hell did that come from? We weren't even talking about that. And this is just their fears of maybe losing you. And maybe they are. Maybe you're expanding outside of those relationships that do not resonate anymore, whatever they might be, business, lovers, parents, whatever, brothers, sisters, friends. So this is where you might find that you've got these people today, you know, trying to dig in, trying to create an argument that does not exist. It's for you to remove yourself from that energetically and not allow yourself to be dragged out into the outside again when you are on such an important journey. You will look different. Your aura is already looking different for those that resonate with this reading. Your colors are already changing through your auric field. As you go through this energetic process, all of a sudden your shadows are dancing in color. All of a sudden you're dancing, and your silhouette is not distorted and curled up and you know, tense. It's flowing, and people pick up on that, and it causes conflict within them rather than you. And so just know that wisdom when you're approached with that kind of energy. Hey Keith, wish I knew, don't even know where stand with some people. And that is that inner journey of you know, where do you stand with yourself? And why is the extra worry about that, rather than just being in connection and being relaxed about people, knowing that people adore you and love you as I do. Peter, there seemed no way to make up, because it seemed your mind was set, and the way you looked, it told melts a look I know I'll never forget. Which song is that, Peter? You couldn't come over to my side. You could have let me know. You could have tried to see the distance between us, but it seemed too far for you to go. Oh, wow. That does speak to this journey in the way that others might react to it. And also it feels like that song, Peter is the lyrical master. He knows all of the words to all of the songs, and he does the correct song for the energies of the day every single time. It also speaks to your inner self after all this time crying out to say, where have you been? You keep dumping all of this bullshit in my space, in my inner world, and you know, where's the connection? Where's the love? Where's the self-love? Is it too far for you to travel? Is it too far for you to go? And so this is a beautiful connective day, and it starts so much from within, and it is beautiful and powerful. So we've got the Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck for the clarifying deck. So this speaks to finding that alignment, that bliss, the Nine of Cups being this bliss. And again, it comes from the within. This bliss, this connection with these shadows, the exhilaration. If you picture yourself, and you might not know the movie or the books, but you know, I read the books to my kids, and there's so much esoteric knowledge in it. If you could get on that shadowy dragon that is so beautiful and see it smile, and allow it to swoop you down and go on that is exhilarating. And there's a kind of exhilaration that is opened up to you today to connect to. And it's this exhilaration of the reconnection of self, all aspects of self. And it brings forward, just like I said, these different colors in your auric field. It brings forward this bliss that keeps building because it is the 9. And so when you're reaching into that endless field of possibilities, you can build upon it. Now, of course, you can do this to your detriment. You can go within and you can be unkind. You can hold on to old wounds. You can hold on to judgments. You can hold on to worries that don't make any sense. And you can distort your shadows even more. And that's when the dragon ride, can maybe go into a space where maybe some people are drinking too much right now. And it seems to be a bit of a spot problem in the spiritual community, in particular, that people are drinking the spirit and being distracted from this journey within and this connection within. And so be aware of that. It might not be you, but it's just for you to know. It might be something now that I've said that you've started noticing. You can't change that for anybody else, but you can guide them and you can be brave enough to bring it up. But you may have the 5 of Wands in reverse thrown at you. So if that's the case, that's fine. You've done your duty, you've done what you've said, and move on back to the within and projecting that beautiful movie on the without to the greatest deal of the 9 of Cups. So the card on the bottom of the other deck is the Chariot, another major arcana. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana in a tiny read. This is nothing like the personal readings that I do. This is a tiny read for the day. And so this is, this is a lot of impactful energies that speak to your divine, that speak to the greater message, recognizing that power within. Now, the Chariot card you can see is balanced with the yin and the yang, representing again the divine feminine, divine masculine, the light and the dark. And so this speaks to a quickening in spirit. A lot of you have been in this spiritual battle, and you've been feeling this, and that is reflected. Everything is reflected in on everything. And so what is happening here, you can bet your life that you're fighting that similar battle in spirit and bringing that into the reality, bringing something down forward. And so this is where we go, that we see that it's a spiritual war that is then reflected into the reality. And from these energies, this is just strength and endurance and the infinite and the connection. This is all about this today. So this speaks of a quickening, of being able to bring the battle, the victory down into the physical. And it comes from a place of balance. And you might witness today people who aren't as balanced as yourself, that are going into the more drinking of the spirit, 9 of Cups. You'll see that this Chariot, it has to be balanced in order. This Chariot moves fast. It's speedy energy. And so if this Chariot is moving fast, as it will regardless, but it's moving fast from an imbalanced place, then it's going to rip apart. It's going to rip people in two. So the duality of it today is where you're finding your greatest strength and your greatest unity from within. You may be witnessing on the outside some people being torn apart, and you can feel it, that it's from the spiritual, and it's happening then into their reality in the life that they're living right now, right here. And so again, just to be aware of that and be kind to yourself enough that you can do what you can do to guide, but you can't do this journey for them. This is your journey. And so too, if you are close to that kind of energy today, you're going to have to take a step back. You're going to have to detach a little bit. That goes back to that Judgment card and the Hermit card. Not all of these decisions feel easy. Not all of them feel like, that they feel good. But it is about learning to release and let go and move forward. Always moving, always flowing. Because you're going to flow and move regardless in spirit, but it depends whether you want to rip your Chariot apart or train that dragon and ride through the sky and see things that you've never dreamt you would see. And so this is a beautiful, beautiful message for people today who resonate with this. Damn, it's big energy. Whoo-wee! It's powerful and exciting, beautiful, and a little bit exhilarating. And for those that resonate with this, I can feel that you'll be feeling this. And this is just confirmation that you needed to know that you are awesome beings living out a play. This play is yours. This is your script to write. And for too long, we've been allowing others in our individual lives and on the collective stage write those scripts. And it's up to us to take the director's chair now within that hermit energy and project from the within to the outside. This is a beautiful energy. And I want to say, as above, so below, with that chariot card to the judgment card, as within, so without, with the strength card, which is still within, but the wands taking action on the outside. But don't see this as a sentence that is clearly marked out and commed up, you know, that it's sort of like as simple as that. We were talking on Wayne's channel, Wayne Steiger. If you don't know him, go and find him on YouTube. Professor of everything. He's a beautiful, beautiful man. And he does the Steiger perspective, which is awesome to listen to on it's a radio show. So check that out. But we were talking about this, and we agreed with one another that this is a bouncing energy. It's constant and it's fast, just as fast as the blood flows around the body in zero time. You're not even aware of it happening. It pumps through that heart and around all of the body in such a speedy time. The same way is this message of the as above, so below. It's constantly bouncing back and forwards, in and out, up and down, up and down. And so for you to stay balanced in the middle of that is your ability to take in what is above you, ride in your dragon, and be able to bounce that out in real time and get into a space of mastership, gods and goddess type energy, of where you can do it just as naturally as your body does it with your heart, bouncing it around. And so you don't even have to think about it. It becomes second nature. This is becoming the Jedi from within. It's very, very, very powerful. Whew. So thank you for being on this journey today, because it's nice to read this kind of energy, particularly now, particularly when I'm a part of wanting to change things as they are, such important things, to end such abuses, and knowing that I've got brothers and sisters on this kind of journey at this level of esoteric wisdom and therefore physical wisdom. Nice, very, very nice. Kudos. Let's see. Peter, Mitchell, the cultural narratives as well, methinks, siding with the state, the mass media, or to think, feel for yourself. Absolutely, that's this in a nutshell as far as the collective energies go, and how you go about interpreting them and taking action within them or not, because you know they don't make sense. What else? Let's see. Have we got? Peter, any kind of loop addiction could be that problem, not letting you move on, so to speak. Yeah, so Peter there, I feel, is talking about the Nine of Cups, that, you know, that going around in the loop. So the hermit energy is there to help you transmute that, and really not just look at the problem. Say you're drinking too much, not just look at that problem, goes deep within and finds the seed that would cause you to do that on the outside, that would cause you to harm your body, that would cause you to ignore your spirit. And so this is where the hermit energy is so powerful, in that it finds the seed, it finds the root, and de-roots that, it transmutes that into something that you can use to get out of whatever loop you are in, loop of trauma. So if you look at the 9 and the 9, I mean, it ends up with 9. Do I add all of this up? I do, because I feel like it. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Sorry, I'm just wanting the calculator. Okay, I don't want to do that because I don't want to make you watch me add it all up. So we've got 1 second. We have got 7. We have got 10. We've got 5. We've got a 9. And we've got a 9. And we've got an 8. And we've got a 9. So we're left with the 7. 7th day in the week, 7, the bridge number, and it is speaking again to that chariot. You're riding your dragon. It's up to you what moves you make and how you bridge the gaps between the aspects of yourself to draw them into your reality. What else have we got? What is this? Jim, I feel energies have a lot gifts also. Been pleasure to hear you talk from the heart. You definitely carry a lot of wisdom. Thank you for the day. Oh, thank you. Joe, you've subbed to Wayne too. Thank you so much. And thank you for subbing to me. It's okay to listen and not comment. I do that a lot too. When I'm busy and on, you know, you like to be able to listen, but you can't just stop all the time and speak in chat. It's beautiful that you've subbed to him though. There's my Susie. 6 a.m. Oh no, did I wake you up? Spiritual knock, knock, knock. Susie Q, we love you. Good morning, sister goddess. Good morning to you. We love you, Susie. Susie's a very special lady, very special goddess. She's got this journey. And so you go with swords. Gemini. Paul from Newcastle, I saw a cloud dragon 3 days before my Kundalini experience. Wow. Oh my goodness. Paul, that's beautiful. On my birthday, had female energy. Yes, the dragon realm, I feel, is predominantly led from the female side of things and very much actioned on the masculine, which is a beautiful balance. But I get what you're saying there. I get a lot of female energy from the dragon world. And then I also get, when I'm riding different dragons, the beautiful energy that these masculine dragons are emboldened with because of the feminine energy backing them. The next day I had Kundalini love experience. The next day, third eye opened. Wow, Paul, brother, that is so special. Wow, that is amazing. Susie makes everybody smile, Peter. She's a beaut. She's our beaut. Beauty. Love you too, Susie. You only try to speak if you can add value to the conversation. Well, Joe, thank you for speaking today because your energy is lovely. And thank you for coming in today to be a part of today with us. Because when you can comment, I would comment a bit more. I think you've got a lot to say and you seem to be able to connect the dots more than people know. You're very good at seeing the bigger picture. Tony, hey Tony Gay. This is from Iran, and it's from Esfahan in Iran, when my mom lived in Iran, and it was on a table, and she was just going to get rid of it, and I needed some kind of soundproofing to help not bounce the sound, and so this is all handmade, and it's so beautifully. They make beautiful things. We've got some beautiful Persian rugs from over there, and they're all, there's the rabbit, sorry, because I'm banging on this door. They're all handmade, and so this is sort of overlaid with the organza in certain parts of it, and I just loved it how it was laid up, and I thought, well, it's going to bounce the sound. And she was just going to put it to the charity shop, and I thought, no, I'll put it up there because I really like it. I love it, and I love that somebody's handmade all of this. Very, very skilled. So thank you for noticing that. Peter says, yes, Jenny, that is true. Joe, speak up, brother. Yes, you have got good things to say. I think I feel you. And I think that is, I think you have got a beautiful, Peter's right, a beautiful sense of humor that can make people smile. And a lot of wisdom is sneaked in humor. I think truther comedians are masters of the esoteric knowledge and sneaking in awakening while people are distracted laughing. You know, you make a kid have fun, they learn a lot more while they're having fun, and they don't even know they're doing it. And I think that's exactly the same for adults. You like it, Susie, and you would like it too, because it's very much our style. Well, we haven't really got a style, have we, Susie? We like just all sorts, but when things take our eye, and I think both you and me love that people hand make things. Obviously doing that ourselves, which I will be getting stuff up on the Etsy store real soon. I've been building up some stocks, and so that I wasn't just coming on there with hardly anything. So that'll be coming soon. And I love making things, and I'm not as skilled with material, wood, metal, really skilled at that. And I'm not just saying that, sorry, that sounded, but material I'm not as skilled with. My mum is. But these Iranian ladies, wow, they're masters at it. Some of the Persian rugs my mum's got is, you can see the esoteric story, you know, on the characters on the rug. Let's see. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Humor is value. Most of my comments are to produce smiles. Peter, you do make people smile. Oh, Joe, are you female energy? That makes sense. Sorry, I can't see. The icons are tiny. But maybe it is a thing of, you know, you let your divine masculine come forward a bit and comment a bit more, because you've got a lot to say. And as I said before, your energy is beautiful. It's a very balanced energy, non-judgmental of others' energy. So it would be lovely to hear you more when you've got time, because as I say, Susie will tell you I'm never stopped. So sometimes I'm just listening while I'm on the go and you can't stop to comment. But when you have got time, please do comment like you have today, because you've got a beautiful energy and you've got nice things to say. Thank you, Susie, for seeing. I do need to get some more classes. I'm trying to get an appointment right now because of COVID. I'm going to put some t-shirts up because of COVID. You know, when it says computer says now, that sitcom where it's, you know, they went through the computer says now. It's like you phone up for an appointment of anything, dentist appointment. It could be COVID says now. Ugh. So, but I shouldn't have broke them really. When I was little, I used to hide the glasses because I was one of those kids. I was born with a slice out of my eye and it's moved out every year. But you can still sort of see the indentation. So I was marked from birth, and thankfully it was nothing sinister. It was marked from birth with a white slice, you know, in my eye without color, perfect pizza slice. And so, but I did have some sight problems, and so I was one of those kids that had to wear the patch on one eye, you know, to get the lazy eye working, and all of the elephant's egg bruises on my head banging into things. I was one of those kids. And I used to hate wearing glasses. I used to hate the marks they left here. I hate them on my ears because I've always played with my ears, especially when I was tired, when I was little. I still do now. I play with my ears and anybody else's who will let me. And so I hated them. So I would hide them in the shops, in the freezer. I would put them in the big chest freezers in the shops. And it got to the point where they knew my mum's phone number. to phone up and say Jenny's glasses have been found under the peas. So it's really hard to see these little icons. Peter says, I'm older, my eyes are crappy, can't see your icon. We don't even need to see them, we can feel your energy, Joe, and you rock. You rock. Who's going to win the Euros football? I'll put a bet on for you. Let me send me, are you on Facebook? Yeah, Tony, you're on. Add me if you haven't already. I think you have. But send me a message regarding who the teams are. I used to do the football dancing in between and I still didn't know. I just knew to shout Newcastle. Send me the list of the teams and I'll choose one for sure. I heard about them televising that poor guy who needed resuscitation at BBC. Always good to hear you very positive. Thank you. Yeah, Peter, because of COVID. COVID says no. Shout down the phone at people, oh, COVID. When is a good time to call this? Let's see what have I got on today. Could we do a late night chat tonight at around 10ish, or could we do early morning chat, your early morning, obviously midday for me tomorrow? I've got readings, which I'm so thankful for. Thank you. They're increasing and I really appreciate that because you help me sustain my family. So I give out here and you guys are giving back to me by sharing the stuff that I do and telling people about what I do. So I appreciate that so much. You're welcome, Tony. Let's play. Let's see what we can come up with. I think there's going to be a lot of curveballs in the football, though, regarding the infusion in this for a lot of footballers that have been virtue signalling getting it. I think that was part of what happened yesterday with that English player who seemingly had a heart attack and needed resuscitation. Thankfully, he's recovering, but you know, I think we're going to see a lot of things like that happening too. So give me the team names, and if you've got time, some key player names too. You always hid your glasses too, Joe. That must be a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, Theodore, my little one, my youngest 6-year-old, he's got a lazy eye. It's really correcting with his glasses, but he's got my vision. Beautiful, beautiful eyes. But he's young enough that they've said we could train. They said that about me. But Theodore's been a lot more well behaved than me. He wants to wear his glasses. 10 tonight. Mwah. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Tony. I look forward to that. So I'm going to end this here for the people here in the room, in my office. I'm going to pull a card again, just for you guys. Focus on what it is you're wanting, maybe a yes, no on. Focus on something that means something to you today, and we'll see what messages can help you drive you forward. Your highest potentials with that. Okay, 9 of Swords. I think a lot of you in this room maybe have some secret nightmares energy, but not very many. I think you're witnessing the truth of the nightmare situation of many around you. And this is where the Page of Swords and the 9 of Swords comes together. So this is all thought, wisdom, words, swords, words. Being really careful to not absorb other people's worries is very, very important for all of you today. Being that empath does not mean that you absorb the energies and keep them. You find the truth within them, you transmute them. and let go of them. The empath should not be labeled as a victim to the energies when they walk in the room. An empath is somebody who has mastered the ability to transmute energies, to transmute thought processes. So being able to find the truth in them with the Page of Swords, and being able to have the wisdom also to not hold on to them, because again, that 9 comes up. There's the field of endless potentials of worry too, of fear too. It depends how you enter into that realm, how you're projecting yourself in. So don't take on board either the projection of you from others or others' projections of themselves, and hold on to that. Be the alchemist that empaths truly are, and let go of that energy and release yourself from the burden of that, and seeking your own truth within that. So yes, Susie, Busto and favor to you, Joe, and everybody else. Weird, I don't see Tony, like, beloved, the other day, not seeing Raven. Oh, yeah, those two, where are they? Where are you, beloved? Where are you, Raven? Okay, I love you all. I appreciate you all. Strong end of these 7 days all. Yeah, happy strong end. Happy strong end. You're gonna rock today. And be the power, be the strength. Paul, I'm a little bit better than that, but not much. He says my left eye can't see the first big letter in eye test with my glasses on. My mom's always joked about I'm very definitely on this Odin's journey, you know, he's the character who's the seeker of knowledge and a bit of a player at that of the game, you know, and sacrificing his eye for it. And so she laughs at that. So, you know, we're up there with God's like energy, goddess like energy, Peter. We're doing it fine with one eye. Okay, love you all. Mwah, 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 3 times. So, your highest potentials be.